This studio diary begins with painting with children. I was hoping at a community space in the neighborhood where activities for kids are organized, and we were just doing some painting together. It was a very interesting experience because kids make comments that you will never think about. So it's quite funny. And the other highlight of this video is my latest workshop of botanical sketching, and it went great. So I'm gonna show you some of the behind the scenes. During the session, we did observation exercises and we painted with watercolor and color pencils, and I guided the entire workshop. Manchas. No estoy pidiendo ahora un contorno o que se vea parecido, no, es simplemente una mancha así puesta, suelta en el papel. And it's actually quite interesting because make people have a good time and that they don't get bored and that they feel like they're learning tips and that they feel entertained and that they also learn something and just that they leave the workshop with piece, with a finished piece. It's of course like a lot of pressure for me, but I always try to explain that the goal is not the final result, but to experiment and to enjoy the process. Experimentar y hacer mezclas y así lograr como tonitos un poco más naturales. And also I'm trying to like believe more in myself and trust my experience, because I'm very concerned about how I'm explaining to people how to do something. Like, am I good enough explaining this? Like, am I doing it in the right way? Are they getting bored? So all these thoughts come to my mind, and this time was in Spanish, so I think it was a bit more easy. Still, I had like my notes to follow, like the structure I had. And at the end, it went well. And I received a lot of good feedback. Like, they were like impressed of how well organized it was, everything. So I was happy. Podemos.
Hay nivel por aquí, hay nivel. Hay nivel, hay nivel.
And since you can never paint too much, at the end of the day, that same day, I went to my friend's place, Ena, and we spent some time making collage together. So it was very fun. I also went to draw by my own to the space where the workshop is happening. I think it's a beautiful little corner in the middle of the city. It's a great opportunity to draw, to be inspired by all the surroundings. It's a community garden here in the center of Barcelona. It's filled with vegetables, flowers, and all kinds of plants. So what I did was to draw just to get prepared for the workshop, to spend some time drawing there, getting more familiar with the shapes and plants in the garden. And it helped me just to think through how I wanted to structure and to guide the session. But as always, sometimes you're trying to draw something and it just doesn't come out the way you want. Because I wanted to draw a bit so I could use some of the drawings to promote the workshops for some posts. But yeah, I was not liking it, what I was drawing. At the end, the important thing is just to keep drawing. I'm just learning to recognize those moments or those little rituals in the process that really help to achieve like a specific outcome, which again it's not the outcome, but it's the process. But still, like when you go to a workshop, I know that people have some expectations of, they want, to learn something about the person who is there, right there, just in front of you, talking out loud. So that's what I was thinking about during all this process of painting flowers. I also went to a Matisse exhibition and it was great. This was in Kaisa. Um, I don't know. I don't know the name, but it's in Montjuic. And I don't think these were originals. I think these were replicas because I really doubt that they had the real Matisse paintings there just for an entrance of 6 euros. I don't know how this business works, but I think it's more expensive than that. So anyway, it was very, very nice exhibition. I was enjoying it a lot. I was drawing there, of course. I took some of my materials with me and I was just making my own version of those paintings. I was so amazed about the color combination, the expressiveness, and the vibrancy of each piece. It was great. It was great to see. And even if it was replicas, I was just looking at it like very closely and I could see like the brushstrokes. So I was very confused, honestly. Like, I don't know how does it work, but still it was like, it looked very, very good, like very good paintings. I brought the perfect color, the perfect blue. At the end of the exhibition, there was a part of also like the last part of Matisse's life where he was doing the collages and everything, and I was with Anna, by the way. She recorded me a bit, and I was making still my versions of it. And look at this beautiful pencil case that my mom made me. She made it herself. It's beautiful. I started so many sketchbooks. I normally have less, but right now I'm like working in lots, and sometimes I see that it gets me confused, because of course it depends of the mood I am, of the space I have in my purse, but I rather have less, without counting the ones that I also use for my notes and like to organize myself, my to-do list basically. So first I have this one, which there's not a lot to show, which I like. It's more like a white paper. See the difference with the Moleskine one? I got as a gift this one as well. My friend also gave this to me from China. It's also a zigzag sketchbook. I haven't worked in it this month, to be honest. I tried, but it has been difficult, like to keep up with all the sketchbooks. So this is still in process. I also found this one, which I labeled like before and after, because this is a Hanemula sketchbook. And I remember starting this sketchbook, but I didn't finish it. So you can see that these are like very, very old drawings from, I don't remember, I think 2021. Imagine, look at this big difference. This is a big difference, yeah. January 2021 says here. And so I want to finish it, and I'll be able to see in the end the before and the after. So that's the idea. I also have this one, for example, that I don't use that often, that sometimes I use for the drawing sessions like this one, or that I use for the demos that I need to record. I was just making a trial to see if I could put this into Procreate to make the lettering and put everything together. But I didn't like it at the end, so I just end up um, editing the post with a sketch and just making the typography digitally basically. So yeah, I have this one, and I also have here the sketches that you can see from the garden. I went with Anna also to the beach to draw. I just had one tool, and it's very like meh, like when I need to draw just with one color. Just I love, like colorful sketches. So even if I just have like a little purse with me, I always try to take at least 3 colors, something like that. Like I really miss the colors in my sketches. um, I went out with my brother and I sketched him. He looks a bit weird with a big forehead here. And these were the sketches from Matisse that I enjoy a lot making, like very fast, just like capturing shapes and colors that I saw. It was very fun. I also captured the masterpiece we made in 5 minutes with Anna. I really like this one, especially because this is the Pont Saint Michel, and it was also like a painting from Matisse, and I really like the colors. I was trying to capture the colors and the textures, and this really made me be more abstract, something that sometimes I still feel is difficult because my work can be in some way semi-abstract, but still it carries a lot of realism and like scenes that represent reality. So this was a very good exercise to get that abstraction. um, I also did this. I really like this is like wash combined with acrylic paints, and I really like here this color combination. I think it goes very well, and this was one of the figures I saw in Matisse collages. So yeah, I was just doing this as well. As I was thinking about next month's theme, or what are we gonna draw in the drawing session, some of you said food, some of you said like boats and like cityscapes, others also were talking about like restaurant scenes, because I already do that a lot. Like when I go out to eat something or have a drink or something with friends, alone, whatever, I always take my sketchbook. So this is also a very usual scene in my sketchbooks, and this is one of them. For example, this was at night, so this was like my attempt to capture that night scene. And here as well, we went also for a brunch. You can see like very bright colors. Here I didn't finish much. I was just like trying to make like a quick sketch. And this was also in the sketch breakfast, and I just captured one of the fake flowers that were on the table. And this was with friends here at home. I'm not a host very often, but they came and I think they had a very good time because I was really like looking forward, and I make some snacks and we ordered pizza, and then also we drew together. And this is, for me, this is something I always do, right? Like draw, but normally people, they don't draw at home. So I guess it's a very new experience. So we did this, and I also captured them, and with very low light, like very subtle light. So I didn't see much of the colors I was getting, like putting into the paper. But I really like this very messy like strokes, and you can see here that I use different colors for the contour, like a big hand here, another big hand here. But I really like it. It works. I feel like I like it more than, for example, this one, that they look like more like timid. This is another scene from just a dinner, and I was just capturing things randomly, like writing the names of the things we ate. Erizos gratinados, which is grated, yeah, grated sea urchins, I guess. Piparras, which I don't know what's the translation, and calamar croquetas. I also don't know. And I really like this sketch. It's very nice. I think I got it properly. This is a combination of different images. You can see that I already made a post, not one, but I think more than one, about how to combine different images, because sometimes an image doesn't take everything that you want in your sketch, right? And what I like to do is to combine them, because of course from imagination, it's very difficult just to imagine, but taking all those pictures together, you can make it work. So here, this is one image. Here, this, I was trying to make like a foreground here, and then this is another image, and this one is also an image, which was the waitress was like very far away in the image, but what I did was to bring her to the foreground, just like to just to occupy that space there. And also from this image, I could see some of the paintings and frames in the wall. So I did this here. And then I think this one also, the guys in the background, was also from a different image. With Anna also just painting and collaging un poco in her terrace. You can see there the bits of collage. And Matisse, again, some sketches from Matisse, some sketches from the flowers, from a, how do you say that, like flower shop. We went to get those flowers from the workshop. And this is also in a terrace, in a co-working. I went there just to have some work done, and at the end of the afternoon, by the sunset, we were just sketching a bit, and I think it's a very nice spread as well. And this is the other sketchbook that I'm working on. This is my Moleskine A4. And these are the collages I made. I had this pre-painted paper here, which I didn't know what to do. So the easiest way to work with it was just working in some collage. So it was like the perfect summer theme with the perfect pink. This was, by the way, in one of Daria's drawing session, online drawing session through her Patreon. It was very nice. We were just collaging like picnic topic. The sketching with Viola sketches as well. We had a great chat about her retreat. You should have a look to it. If you can go, you should go. It's a very affordable and very thoughtful program, which I already look into. It's full of activities. It's not only like creative in this way of sketching and painting, but also like mindfulness and how do you say that? Like wellness, like yoga and this kind of stuff. So I think it's a great combination to leave the retreat with your best energy and just like restored, basically. Our drawing session, of course, I was just getting crazy with all the colors I put into these sketches, which is fine. Sometimes it's okay, you know, sometimes it's okay. And that's it. So this is what I have, ¿cómo se dice? I have left from my sketchbook, and I'm gonna miss it. I think I'm gonna need to get another. The thing is that right now these sketchbooks are so expensive. This sketchbook was unused in my shelf, I think, for more than a year. Didn't use it until I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna start to use it. And that's when I started making the calendar drawings here, which was perfect because it was A4 format. But yeah, I think I'm gonna need to get another, even if it's expensive. Going back to the ideas for the upcoming drawing session, I was thinking about making some restaurant scenes or composition of food and dishes on the table. I think that could be a really fun theme because there is so much room to play with layering, and it will be also great opportunity to use lots of color, which I'm very interested in, of course. So I think we could do something about that, right? I'm also showing you something else here that I filmed. This was also content to help promote the workshop. And once again, I'm using watercolor as the main medium. So I just wanted to share a little bit of that process with all of you. And that's it for this video. This is like a summary of my last month of my creative June, so I can motivate you and encourage you also to keep practicing, keep creating in your sketchbook. And if you need some help, of course, this is a great space. This is like a drawing club, you could say. I just don't name it drawing club because I see so many Patreons that are already like drawing clubs. But yeah, it's also, I guess, a synonym. So you're always welcome. Next month, we're gonna have our drawing session, and very soon, I'm gonna keep sharing with you more inspiration, more pages, sketches, and everything related to art. Besitos.